Right, okay, so I'm not going to read any of this, I'm just going to skip through and tell you what it's all about. But, so what me and Ed have been trying to do, well, we've been tasked with doing content distribution, okay, which this document, half of this document is explaining what content distribution is and how we're thinking of achieving it. So, but from a very, very high level, content distribution is just having data, anything in easy sites being consumed by other easy sites. And when we filmed them this one.
Yes.
Okay, so you could have this kind of Matt's picture on the front kind of shows the different kind of models you might have, but you might have a live site somewhere which is drawing content and users and groups and feeds and assets from many other. So professional as well. Yeah, so again, you can suck content from any object, and Easy Site just won't do that at the moment because everything's all tangled up inside itself. And so what me and Ed have been trying to do is we've been trying to come up with a new kind of object model, a way that we would boil everything down in Easy Site down to its base object. So you'd have a user object, a group object, you'd have a membership object that themselves could have some base behaviour that would allow us to do content distribution. So there's certain things that would need to happen on each object when you update a record, for instance. We need to know that a record has been updated, so next time the data synchronization happens, we only pull the pertinent information. But we don't want people to get bogged down, and when you're writing your your user object, you think, right, I'm going to save this user, that means I need to write a notification to this table to say I'm saving some data. The idea is that it will just happen for you, okay? That's the idea. So I'm going to flip through some of these pages and just tell you what they are without going into them.
Look at the quote.
The quote's great. That's cool.
Oh, I remember that one.
Known knowns and known unknowns and unknown knowns. Anyway, the first couple of pages are just about how we were wanting to do the planning. Right now, I put us in phase 2 at the moment, if we're anywhere. The next phase, content distribution, is an example of how the interaction is going to happen between the sites and pulling their data from all the sites. So the subscriber, the thing that's pulling data, would make the request to the publisher, and there'd be some data exchange. Okay, so read that kind of at your own leisure. It was just a general idea of how that would work. Publication configuration, I've got my highly detailed diagram on the bottom of it. But the idea being that you would in Easy Site, you'd make publications of information available. That is the idea. So you might just say, right, users, groups, and some pages, I'm going to bundle them all up in one publication. And someone will do that at quite a high level inside Easy Site. And at the same time, I might do another publication, which is actually pages under this area, their associated assets, some directory builder, some stuff, and they bundle that up in a publication. And then the live sites can subscribe to a publication, which is like a higher level representation of that. So that's just what that's explaining. Then the next document explains versioning and how that's going to work. So the only way we saw content distribution working at all is if, okay, these objects do their own thing. And what we do is, without going into too much detail, we'd have Easy Site would maintain a record of what's happening. So when things get updated, so if you've got a user object and you update it, Easy Site would know that's happening. Okay, you wouldn't need to do it in your user code. It just knows that's happening. It would take then a snapshot of your object. It would actually call a method